I want to tell you a story, but it won't be pretty. Visually and ever so literally, it's going to be told from my sketchbook, so let's begin. In a far distant land, beyond the bounds of imagination, there was a kingdom. Leaders, really. Whether it be in spells, study, or combat, all they saw was success after success. That was until one of the most respected figures of the neighboring kingdom came into the throne room as calmly as the eye of the storm. He looked utterly ridiculous. He was not even wearing pants. Was he in a rush? Was this a joke? The king certainly thought so. He couldn't stop laughing, even coining that the court jester could learn a thing or two from your jest. But what he had to say was not fun and games. He pleaded with the king between fits that there's something lurking out there. Something that can't possibly be slain without briefs. This notion managed to wipe a smile from the king's face. You come to my throne room in your underwear to call me weak? This joke has ran its course. Now leave before I throw you in the dungeon. The guard, however, thought differently. Something about this message sent a chill up their spine. Their tone was far too serious for something this silly. He voiced his concerns to the king, telling them maybe this was a coded message, maybe this was a warning, maybe this is worth listening to. The king reclines in his throne, having sent the man away. Foolishness and nothing more. If it was a message, it would be one for the prisoners. Do me a favor and check on them, will you? A message for the prisoners. Not a far reach, but doesn't hit the nail on the head. The words still echo through the guards as he makes his way down to the dungeon. Figures, the guard fell asleep. One of the downsides of having the best prison out there, not much to do down here. But in all honesty, it was a pretty calm day. Not a sound in the world to interrupt this calm moment. Wait, that doesn't make sense. There's a window right there. You'd hear the birds chirping. You'd hear people in the streets. You'd hear something. Not just quiet. Out of curiosity, he turned back to the door he came from. Playing it safe, even though he really felt like he didn't need to. He was just being paranoid. He put his ear up to the door, listening closely, and he heard nothing. That was impossible, in the truest sense possible. Patrols, repairs, the castle was a very busy place, having there not be a single noise out there. This was bad, very bad. This has never happened before bad. Against his better judgment, he had to know what was going on. So he grabbed the handle and opened the door. This had to be a dream. No, this had to be a nightmare. Closing the door as quietly as he could, only one thought crossed his mind. I have to live. He woke the prison guard, grateful that the prison guard was still half asleep, not noticing his wild expression. Don't panic. We are under attack, he said, suppressing every urge he had to scream. We are going to die. Creaking open the door again, they both step out. The prison guard almost immediately lost his grip, shaking violently, and the royal guard wasn't doing much better either, as they both swam to the bodies. On the edge of sanity, they finally make it to the throne room. The royal guard looks inside, hoping to see the king, well and truly afraid. This was a mistake. He should have left his loyalty with his crumbling reasoning and left when he had the chance. Turning to the prison guard to tell him to run, he noticed he was already gone. Did fear finally overtake him? Did he run for his life? No. Something was quietly feasting on him. The world had stopped making sense. He was only gone a moment. He only looked away for a moment, and now he was face to face with hell itself. Biting his tongue to get a grip, he steeled his nerves as a taste of iron flooded his mouth. I have to live. Drawing his blade and dropping his pants, he welcomes the comforting wave of insanity that takes the place of his courage. The cold stare of the monster shattered what courage he had left anyway. What stared at him was not a beast, but death, most brutal. But as soon as the leer drifted downwards, the horror of the monster loosened, faltered even. Moment after moment, second after second, the horror of the monster was loosening, leaving something that was no more threatening than a wild boar. A profound rage soon took over the lone guard. This thing that killed so many people was actually just this small little bug? He slew the pitiful creature with a swing so mighty it split the floor they were standing on. He didn't care about the king, about the people who would laugh at him for being in his underwear. He just wanted this nightmare to be over as soon as he opened up the castle doors. But the nightmare wasn't over with him. The laughter he expected would have been pure bliss to the carnage he saw just outside the castle gates. The lone guard drops to his knees. Why? Why didn't they listen? What could they have done differently? Why weren't they told sooner? All meaningless questions now. The world as he knew it was over. Briefs now reign supreme. What will this new world hold? Oh boy, that gives spooky a whole new meaning. I could have sworn I just heard someone in here. Felt them even. Hey Zach, can ghosts enter subspace, or is that something I'm just making up?